Hey, I'm going to go through and walk you through Jasper and how I created this blog article in under 10 minutes. So Jarvis has these cool templates. So I'm going to go and do a blog post template ideas. And over here to the right, it's got cool little videos. They help you out and kind of explain what you're doing in this section. They're nice and short. So we're going to start with the company name. I'm just going to use the company I'm working at now, Leading Agile. And then go in product description. It's really just going to be generated, this kind of what I want the article to be about, and what type of audience, right? Business leaders, product managers, tone of voice. I'm going to give Mike Kottmeyer a shot. Like, you can give this celebrity names, things that I might know from Learn on the Edge. We'll see if it picks up any of Mike's language. It'd be kind of interesting if it did. Going to type in a couple of examples here. Start with, sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time, so sorry for the hesitation. Systems first approach to agile transformations. And maybe that should be 4. Let's type this in. I'm going to give it just a couple of other examples to see what it does with it. So we use a term, we call it the 3 things. So I'll type that in. And then new product, we don't know what the name of this is, but 123 Studios. Just see what kind of topics it pops up. This is completely unrelated, so I just want to see what Jasper does with the input. Hopefully nothing, but we'll see. Now I have boss mode, so I can bump up the number of outputs. So I'm gonna, want a bunch of ideas. So let's generate and see what it comes up with. So this is it's pretty cool, right? So it has 5 kind of topics. I like this one, top 3 reasons. That's pretty cool. This one, Mike's kind of written in a guide like this already, so I don't really want to get into that. I love the 5 heartbeats of Lean Agile. Probably don't want to do that now, but that might be a topic for later, so I'll keep that in mind. And then company culture, I'm going to talk about culture, but I want to derive it from a systems approach. So why I like this, give it a thumbs up. Jasper found it for me. It's kind of cool, but I think I'm going to go with this first one. So, what is the systems first approach? And then what I'm going to do is slide over to Google and go through and type in systems first approach. So you can see I've done this a couple times. The interesting thing is that I don't care what it finds, but what I want to do is I want to scroll down. I learned this from a video I was watching. I want to scroll down and see what other people are asking about this topic, right? So who first used system approach, kind of interesting. What are system approaches? What's an example of a system approach? I think that might be interesting. So I'm going to keep that Google screen open off to the side, and I like these topic ideas. So now I'm going to move on to, I'm going to copy that one, and then I'm going to go to the next template. They have recipes and templates. I'm going to keep driving this through the templates to see what kind of things we do, right? So I'm going to go down, and we already used the generate ideas. So now let's look at build an outline. So what would what tone of voice do I want to use here? Pervasive. My topic, I copied the outline the topic title from the other screen. Now what I want to do is just generate a couple of outlines, right? Just bolded list, in this case numbered. Reading this one, first one got case studies. I'm not so sure I feel like doing a case study. It's a lot of work. We have case studies, but it feels like a little bit too big for this blog article. This one's interesting. Importance using system approach, the organization, examples, other examples, maybe. Go through this, do a systems approach, and discussing your challenges, things like that. So I think I'm going to go with this second outline. So I'm going to copy this and copy it to the clipboard. You can see up top that it copied it. Don't need to generate anything else. Go back to the templates to see if there's anything interesting in here. Actually, not really. What I want to do is go ahead and start writing the blog. So we'll go to the documents. I have a blog post workflow. Click on that. And what's basically I want to describe the content, right? So I'm going to type in what we're trying to do. Again, can't think and type, so I'm going to type, and then basically just talk about the story that I want to tell about a systems first approach. Type in some keywords. They have help. This is kind of cool. You can pop this up and it'll give you some information, short little videos. These videos are quick too, and they're very helpful. I type in another keyword and hit enter after these. Otherwise, don't understand them, so it's kind of interesting. But it's good. So you can type them in, and then you can hit the X to get rid of them, or you can backspace. And what it'll do is it'll try to fit the keywords in, but it's pretty smart about not overburdening you with keywords, right? So you don't get bounced in the searches. And so now let's generate some ideas for the title. I like that the title generator usually comes up with a longer title. They're much better in the search algorithms than titles that I would have picked. And so let's just read through a couple of these. It'd be nice if when you hovered you could see more to the right, but if you tap on the line and scroll over it, it'll show it to you. But I'm starting to like this one, systems first approach. How do you allow culture? I think it's culture and practices to emerge. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick this one. So let's select it. And then let's have it go ahead and generate. See, this is what I was saying. When you click on it, you can scroll over. Basically, all I'm doing is tabbing over so I can see what the rest of the words are. And now in this part, what I want it to do is I'm going to generate the intro paragraph. See what it does for me. So it gives me 3 options of introductory paragraphs. So just need to read through these and see if they're close. You can cut and paste these and blend them together. I've done that in the past. But usually they have one that's pretty close, and I might steal a sentence from the other one. So let's take a look at these. It's pretty generic. Then this second one's looking kind of interesting. Give me not the quickest reader. Go through this system approach. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and select that last one, and then I'm going to pop into the editor. Now it's changed. I use dark mode in the editor, but you can see what it does. It copied in the title, copied in my content description and my first paragraph. Now what I'm doing is I'm flipping over to, what you can't see is I'm flipping over to Google and grabbing those couple questions that I like. So what is system first approach? And then what's an example is the one I want. Let me go grab that. Hang on one second. So you can see I'm only using part of the outline. Some of the other detail in the outline I really didn't really find helpful. So I just grabbing a couple of sentences, and I'm going to take a look at copied over my keywords and the key and the tone of voice. Usually I'd like it to be like professional. Sometimes I'll use educational and informative. Right. Sometimes when it gets too witty. The humor from the AI is not the funniest. Has a tendency to use exclamation points and things like that, and it's just not the style there, right? So let's see what Jasper does for us when you say, what is the systems first approach? So this is all being generated by the AI tool, by Jasper right now. And so if you read through this, it's pretty good, right? A systems first approach, a way of looking at your organization. This is looking pretty good, so it's important. I'm going to Control J or Command J and let it keep going. I like what I'm seeing here. I haven't had to make any edits. I like this. I like the second paragraph that it's starting to work on. So I'm going to close that up and continue on and see what else what Jasper comes up with. So my screen capture in the back end is dragging a little bit, so You'll see some pauses in here. This isn't Jasper waiting, it's me waiting for the screen to come back. So good, so this is continuing down a path that I like. I'm going to keep going, and this is looking pretty good. I don't have to do too many edits yet, but I want to get through the whole thing before I start thinking about that. And so now, what's an example of a systems approach? So let's see what Jasper does for us here. Again, this is all Jasper so far. I haven't typed in anything. So it's going to go in and it's going to start talking about the Toyota production system, which is an example a lot of us in the Agile community use. It's kind of where the lean manufacturing, those concepts came from, and it's some of the underpinnings of some of the way we do work. So it's kind of cool. It's fine. Everybody's heard this example, but in an article like this, something familiar is pretty good, right? So it gave me some bullet points. I like these principles. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to keep letting Jasper, I have it set at medium so I can read as I go. So I'm going to let Jasper keep going. So far, so good. I like what I'm seeing. You can ensure that the principles are embedded in the culture and practice of your organization. That's perfect, right? That's exactly what I'm trying to get across. I want people to think about building a system, and then the culture and practices emerge, right? So starting to write a conclusion. All right, so is this a conclusion for the blog post or for systems first approach? Looks like it's still focused on systems first, so I'm cool with that. So I continued on. So now a couple of things that I did, and sorry about the jumping around. Like I said, my screen cap was getting stuck, but all I did was turn what is culture first into I added as a topic, I want to talk about culture and practice. So I actually typed those in. And then I had Jasper give me a rundown of what it thinks a culture first approach is. Now I want to go down and do the same thing with the practice first approach, and see what Jasper what he writes about that. Jasper, that's a male name, right? So I'm just reading through this. Support allow culture to emerge organically. Okay, all right, so what's practices first? Practice first, when using this extend, if you can see, you can tell, like in the last sentence, it looks like Jasper is duplicating itself, right? And that'll happen sometimes. That's why you have to be careful and read through this. And it's because really I haven't really changed the content for it. So this is me typing. I'm going to take out this last section that was duplicated from above. It fits more with the culture first, or with the culture description. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write in here what I know I would tell people about doing practice first, right? So this is, again, some expert knowledge, and I type in this practice first approach. I start teaching lean fundamentals and go on. Now, this cool thing about writing this conclusion, there are some writing frameworks like AIDA and PAS, which is problem, agitate, solution. So I'm telling Jarvis to give me a conclusion using that PAS framework. So it talks problem, agitate, solution. I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit those words out, create it into a paragraph, and put a conclusion title on it. And that's pretty much it, right? So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go back through and I'm going to edit out any of the commands, like you see the caret, write a conclusion. I'm going to go in, take those out, and I'll drop this into Word and do a read through. I use Grammarly, so I'll do some grammar checking with it. I'll do some grammar checking, and then this conclusion, I want to beef it up a little bit. So what you'll see is that what I actually did was, for this conclusion, I actually added my own paragraph, basically the point I wanted to get across about a systems first approach. But there you have it. Pretty cool, pretty good article, not bad. Did it all in, if I wasn't explaining to everybody, it would have been in 10 minutes. So thanks for watching. If you like, comment below. If you hit the affiliate link, help me out. Be cool.